intro to your video, and then we can introduce ourselves.
Okay, you just entered the video right there.
Oh no,
Do you want me to restart or you just want to go with it?
it's up to you, man.
Let's just go with it. Alright. What's up, guys? Vince Gray here. And today we are doing the Evergrande League Alpha draft review. That is not my side of the league. If you don't know, there's two sides basically, Alpha and Omega. And if you just seen mine and checked theirs out, or any of ours on Omega side, you should definitely check out Alpha because they got some really good battlers here. And I'm joined today by you just want to go by James?
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm James. I'm the coach of the New England Braveries in the Omega League.
And I'm Joey, the winner of this current Omega. I'm gonna win for sure.
Very nice.
Ooh.
And then I'm Shark, the coach of the Boston Sharks. The Sharks.
That really bad team.
Yeah.
Really good.
All right.
Belting.
Is Pokemon attack each other? Our first team we're reviewing is the Boston Bisharps.
Yes.
You can tell by the Altaria, it's a really bad team overall. No, I'm not. In all honesty, I do like this team though. It's got the Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and it's got double dragons. It kind of went with what I was trying to do, and in all honesty, that was gonna be my first pick. But he was lucky enough to get the Mega Altaria first. Well, get it.
Yeah, you
Not in
6-0'd
Mother.
him, so
Well, not Shark, but yeah, I'm holding a little bit of a grudge.
Yeah.
I'm jealous, but
I'm a pretty big fan of a lot of Sharks picks here. Well, first of all, I also want to Mega Australia, and I also didn't get it. But I like that he was immediately able to get a Scizor, giving him the Dragon Fairy Steel Core. And I also like his defensive Fire Water Grass Core with Arcanine and Quagsire and Tangrowth, which are adorably high-fiving there in the corner. Um, I'm also a big fan of the offensive presence that the Needle King immediately provides him, and obviously the danger that is Kyurem.
and
I just
that
noticed Hitmonlee is kicking Miltank in the ass.
yeah, his
Oh, yeah.
his mons don't get along very well. It's they're not very cooperative sometimes.
Yeah.
But
they
that
haven't played a match yet. That's why.
Yeah, they're mad at each other, fighting for the spot. But that Mew too, or not Mewtwo,
Yeah.
but the Mew. Uh,
You won.
that's basically everything that he just complimented about this team that can do all of that. Basically, whatever he wants to set it up to be.
Yeah,
Plus,
very true.
if you try to like paralyze it with like Prankster or Toxicate, depending on what you are, if you can get that status element, you're gonna instantly have that status element too. So
Yeah, definitely a big plus. He also is very not weak to hazards. I mean, he has a rapid spin and two defoggers, so that's very nice.
They're not good ones, but
I mean, Mew's pretty solid.
yeah.
he can
Um,
also set up hazards really quick too. That Excelgor.
Yeah,
Just
he's Exegor and
being
Miltank
emo
gets
at the
rocks,
bottom.
which is nice.
Mew gets rocks too, right? Or am I wrong on that?
I think.
I think
What
you're
wasn't
right.
Stealth Rocks a TM in one gen?
Mew, Nido King, and Miltank get rocks.
I mean, I'm doubting he's gonna run rocks on Needle King, but I mean, he's a crazy person, so
No, I'm saving Nido King for toxic spikes.
oh, of course.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And how many rapid spin? Well, he's Mega Altaria can defog, Hitmonlee.
They cannot.
Yes,
I don't think
it
it
can it?
No.
I didn't
It
think
can't.
so. But
Scizor and Mew can defog, and then
I really thought it could, because I was about to say Altaria, Scizor, and then I know
it
Hitmonlee.
might.
no, I checked.
You checked?
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, it definitely does not. Just looked it up.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, it's a flying type. It's not doing its job. before Omega Balls, anyways. Uh, but yeah, I think his like types too are just really good on here. Like you said, the core, and plus, as far as offense goes, Ice and Dragon, like with the Kyurem, is a really good typing. Both those are really good offensively. Arcanine, even though it can be defensive, can hit really hard with Flare Blitz. And he's just got a bunch of stuff he can mix and match here. The Tangrowth, it can be Regenerator, don't can it? I'm trying to get my facts straight.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely a really balanced team that can do a lot. I guess the one pick I don't really like is Rotom. Just the standard Rotom. I mean, it's kind of underwhelming, but
Yeah.
I guess it did give him two types that he needed at the very end of his draft, so I can
Yeah.
understand.
And at least he can use it to stop a setup mon. He can use it to stop something that's going to try to sit there and stall. So if he ever needs to, he could basically just use that to stop that one mon if he absolutely
true.
had to. Um,
I really like your team, Shark.
Thank you.
Actually look pretty good.
Um, just I guess looking at it, I'm trying to see what he's really weak to. I
Manaphy.
don't see anything right away that he's incredibly weak to. Um, but
I'll Tilgo Manaphy.
well, we're all weak to Tilgo Manaphy, but yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
you did get 6-0. Almost. Well, Kieran
well, I
takes a
don't.
hit, a singular hit.
Sure, I guess. Mew maybe takes one. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Spadef Mew, I'm sure it takes a hit.
I mean, like he could always like focus sash and regular Rotom gets Thunder Wave, don't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could always do
um,
that if he had to. So
I'm
and
pretty sure he just loses to Alex's team though. Actually, looking at it, but
Yeah. Excadrill.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Exadrill between Exadrill and Mega Garchomp, you actually just lose. But
I have a Tangrowth. EV Tangrowth takes care of all of them.
well,
Tangrowth does not eat a 252 modest.
Not must.
Or
252.
an SD Dragon Claw +2.
Yeah, nothing eats. Okay.
alright, ready to
I
go to
Um,
wonder
the.
how
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
let's go.
Exarch
All
get
right.
2 KO'd by Adamant Sandforce boosted Earthquake? Eh,
So
I'm gonna
next we
count
have
that.
the DC Diglets
With a Shedinja.
with the Sedinja. I'm a pretty big fan of Ryan's draft here. Um, just having Cafable and Mega Aggron immediately makes me like it because it's a team that I definitely thought
I
about going for, but just chose not to. Um, I mean, he has a Talonflame, which is great. Um,
well, the rocks could really hurt some of his team though too, like the Shedinja, the Talonflame.
yeah, he seems like he's pretty limited in his ways to handle rocks. I think his only way to clear hazards is Golbat.
And
Oh,
Latias.
he has Latios.
Yeah.
Latias, I mean. So I guess he has two good defoggers.
Can
Oh.
trying to think of his name. Omnisar get Rapid Spin.
No,
No.
It can't. Okay.
no, it gets everything else
Because
though.
I,
It gets all
I,
the hazards.
I know Kabutops does, so I just wasn't sure. Um, and he can set rocks with that, the Mega Aggron, and
Yeah, and
Clefable.
Clefable. He has a bunch of rock setters.
And that Ditto. Like, that could really help him out, but if he doesn't use that right, it's like he'll basically just throw it away.
Yeah.
So that's kind of. I think his team has a lot of, like, he's gonna need to bring this and like set up a certain like scenario for it to be useful.
I mean, Ryan's a really good builder. That's probably what I'd say he's absolute best at in the league. He's really phenomenal at building smart teams that beat his opponent. No matter what style he has to use, he always brings the right style. So
If he doesn't mess up the EVs.
yeah, I mean, he'll whirlwind you to death if you had a Scarm. So
Yeah.
just
They
kidding,
just
Ryan.
bring a modest defensive poke. It's okay.
But I'm really not sure if I'm a fan of the Ditto and the Shedinja. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of gimmick, but the
I,
rest of this team, I'm in love with. I mean, Porygon too
yeah,
is bouncing back, which is nice.
I know it can hit so hard, and it's really
Yeah.
fast. And
Yeah, I mean, well, it's base 90 speed, so I mean, speeds it's decently fast, but I mean, it's
I
mainly
always run it choice banded if I use it. So I mean, scarf,
choice
scarf,
band. Yeah,
scarf. My
okay,
bad.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
That's
it's
some innovation there. Band of
it's like a
PZ.
135 special attack with adaptability
yeah.
on a track attack, just drops.
If you get
Um,
if you get hazards in there too, so they're constantly taking them when they switch in, like that can do a lot of damage. And
yeah, very true.
he's got spikes, stealth rocks. Can he do toxic spikes? Is it?
What almost star gets toxic spikes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
Yeah,
he basically
it's
has every kind of hazards, and as long as he can keep hazards off his side and hazards on their side, he can basically wreck them.
can sock rapid spin? It can't, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't get
yeah. So it is kind of unfortunate he doesn't have a rapid spin user because if he wants to get the spikes down, like
It
he doesn't have
takes
a
away
way.
his.
He can only defog away his side. So um,
I mean, technically, Ditto can rapid spin if they send out a rapid spinner, but
oh boy,
If
okay,
it spins fast enough.
that that would be heat, but um, yeah,
I do like
his
the sock.
yeah, sock's awesome. Got that
Socks,
monster.
socks. He's better.
I think people didn't think it would get picked though because it got bumped up to RU.
It
If I'm
still
right.
it still fulfills a role on his team that he needed. I mean, I guess he could have tried to get a better fighting type, but
But it also has sturdy too. That's can like save you
Yeah.
sometimes.
yeah. Yeah, that way he doesn't just get swept is always nice. But I mean, he has Mega Aggron, which doesn't die to anything. So,
Yeah, Mega Aggron, it can run some stuff that you wouldn't expect it to run. So you might switch in it, on it, thinking it to be weak, and then you're I don't know if you like in the GBA, Mega Mag Y switch the Altaria and it head smash, like
ooh,
one shot it. I was like, wow.
rest in peace. Um, I like that he has both Wish support from Clefable and Healing Wish from Latias support Mega Aggron because it really needs to be able to be healed up occasionally, depending on the battle. But um, I think that's kind of a necessary thing when you're running Mega Aggron
This
is
is
have the
just
right support.
an idea too, but Latias gets both types of screens, doesn't it?
Yep,
Yeah, so if he really like, he could run that and then do some kind of bulky talon flame and set up too.
that's very
And
true.
yeah,
He definitely has two mons that can immediately. Well, I mean, if you get them in the right scenario between a Town Flame and a Feraligatr, that they can just set up and win games by themselves, which is
yeah,
nice.
And Curse Mega Aggron is really good too for
Very
sweeping
true. I'm fully
wrecking
expecting
the
him to
teams.
bring that set at least once, but you know,
My
gotta
favorite
find a way.
Mega Aggron set.
Um, yeah.
I want to move on to
I
the
also
next.
like the Rotom on the team. I just feel like the typing works really well with a lot of his mons that he picked up, and
Leaf Storm. It's got Thunder Wave, Levitate.
And it's got the best grin of all time.
Yeah,
so true.
That
Look at that cheap
face.
grin.
uh, like half his mons are like smiling with a bunch of teeth. Like
Yeah, look at them.
That's true.
they're just so happy to be on his team.
Except for freaking Ditto, who's toothless.
Yeah,
Oh, Sock looks a little pissed off, but besides that,
he's like, I get this guy like trying to smile, just like sticking his gums out behind me, man. It's creeping me out.
yeah, he's just creeped out. Little Lottie ass is staring back, a
Maybe
little
he's
cheeky guy.
uncomfortable with the flying type and the psychic type right next to him too, and a flying type above him. This is not the
Oh,
spot he wants
That's
to
a
be.
good point, actually.
Like,
yeah.
He's
Sucks getting destroyed. Unfortunate. All right,
for
move
the
on to Jebs.
so the Arizona Arcanines is next.
Yep. all right. This
How
is
did you guys let him get these
this
monsters?
exactly. Listen, like I'm sure all these people in Alpha, the great battlers, they have a lot of experience. They're smart guys, but they let this happen. The first six picks by Jeds are absolutely insane. Zardex, um,
Man,
Thunderous Eye, Manaphy, and Metagross, a Hydreigon, and a Mamoswine.
and he
That's broken.
If he loses, you should be ashamed. I'm serious. This team is like an auto win. It's so
yeah,
good.
and he picked Zardex third, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
understand. I mean, everyone had their draft plans, but when you're 12 pick overall round one and Zardex is still there, you grab him. I don't care what your plan was. You got a gift.
yeah,
But seriously, this team is absolutely stacked.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying to look
incredible.
at weaknesses. I don't really see them.
The worst part about his team is he doesn't have the best defog spin option, but other than that, it's
Well, yeah, I mean he has.
Articuno can default.
Oh,
that's
Articuno
not
probably
really
has
a
box
good option
at 50.
for defog.
Articuno,
He has
baby.
Togetic,
Yeah,
which is
that
going to be
that
bulky as
It's
hell.
yeah, I
I
mean
was gonna
it's
say baby
okay. Yeah.
Togekiss, and that's it, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's definitely his weakest, and then he has a team that's fairly weak to rocks.
Zardex,
Um, Zard, Mamo, um, Thunderous. Ooh, ooh, Shark, what are you doing?
Abomasnow.
Yeah. Um,
Articuno is really weak too. Uh,
yeah. Oh, Articuno just decimated. Um,
I don't think if his team's really weak to anything.
You don't need any weakness. You send out Manaphy, he'll go kill something. Manaphy
He's
dies.
got
You send out Charizard,
Manaphy and
Dragon Dance,
Zardex.
kill something.
I guess maybe one of the things is he's a little weak on the special side, on special defense, but he has
Did you
most of
say?
his
Did you mean?
bulkier mons are bulky on the physical side, but
Mm,
I think. I'm trying to think. I know.
yeah. I mean, I guess so. Yeah, you make a good point. I mean, a Magnezone. Sorry, what's it called? Metagross. That's the word I'm looking for. Can be pretty decent. Spit F with the Soul Vest.
Isn't
yeah, there's some
Articuno?
consoling,
It's
but
special
About
too,
it.
ain't it? Or especially defensive and lower special attack or something.
I mean,
Uh,
still
but
Togetic is obviously good at is pretty. I mean, it's incredibly bulky on the special defense side with an EVLite.
yeah,
I mean, it's base 105 special defense.
Thunderous Prankster too.
Yeah, that's always nice to have a
I have to
prankster.
point out every Prankster ability because it's one of the best abilities ever.
It's true.
Literally drafted my dream team.
Like
Yeah,
Like, besides the Zardex, like the Manaphy, the Thunderous, and the Mamoswine. Those are three Mons that I would have loved to have drafted.
he could take
And the
this team
Hydreigon.
into like legit OU laddering and probably do fairly well.
oh, definitely.
Like
Definitely.
Um, let's see. He has some decent options for rocks. He has the Gigalith or whatever you say that name. Mamoswine and Metagross all carry rocks.
Yeah.
Um,
does he
but I think that's his only hazards.
No, I think Drapion, I know he gets Toxic Spikes. I don't know if he gets Spikes. Oof. I think he
Yeah,
just gets Team Spikes.
I don't think he has spikes.
Yeah.
okay, so
Both Spikes. Sorry.
I think the only like main type that I'm seeing that he doesn't have, like he doesn't have a ghost and he doesn't have a
Electric. No, no,
he
no,
doesn't
no.
have a
He still
grass
does.
either.
What am I saying? Whew.
But not that grass is really that offensive.
Yeah, but I
Anyway,
mean,
so
it would have been nice to finish off his water.
You make me feel
Fire
bad
side,
now
but
because I have three grass.
yeah. Thing is, like, I'm in love with his top six picks,
that
and
Manaphy Charizard.
I question some of his lower picks. Like, I'm not really a huge Articuno fan.
I don't know about that rock thing. I don't even know what it's called.
What? Oh, Gigalith?
Yeah,
Well, it can run. It has sturdy, I think, so it can run
yeah,
like some cheeky stealth rock explosion constabulary set,
yeah.
which is kind of fun. But I think it's pretty bulky on the physical side.
Doesn't have low
Yeah.
special though too, like special defense.
Actually, I
Really,
think it has like
or
80 or 90 spit F. It's not
nice.
terrible.
Oh,
I don't know anything about that mon. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would have to research that if I, you know.
yeah, I just pulled it up. Yeah, actually, it's 85, 130, 80 for bulk. So that's actually not bad, and it hits at 135. So that's actually
That's pretty good.
so. I mean, I think it can boom, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it can boom. So I mean, that's a pretty strong boom to have.
Probably stab stone edge too.
Yeah, yeah, but Stone Edge, which is nice. Um,
If it
Yeah,
hits.
I get some good moves.
yeah,
He's got a he can do Thunder Wave, he can Will O Wisp, he can set up toxic spikes, he can set up regular spikes. I mean stealth
hmm
rocks. I'm not sure if they get spikes, but so yeah, he can do a lot of stuff with this team.
yeah. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's terribly weak to any type.
Yeah, like I don't think there's like really anything that could like a single mon that could sweep his team like by
No.
itself.
Mm,
You'd have to bring
yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything terribly just that destroys him. No.
I'm jealous, I'm not gonna lie.
Excadrill, I guess. I was pretty good against his team, but that's about
Um,
it.
I guess maybe like a.
Well, Mold Breaker, I mean. Eh.
I feel like maybe like Mega Beyonce would be kind of issue, but I mean with the right support, but he could whittle a lot of things down and get a pretty clean sweep unless he's running like priority bullet punch or
Yeah.
Metagross.
Manaphy would hurt it though too. Like if
That's
it
true,
tried to
but
set up like
yeah. I'm just thinking like what does like a Moonblast do to a Manaphy? No, I feel like it's a sizable chunk.
I don't know. Manaphy, it's quite bulky, but.
Yeah, I mean it's got that 100, so it's always nice.
So, is that it
Yeah.
for this one?
yep.
Yep.
Next we have the Atlantic City Agrons, which is
Yeah, this is
basically a
my
sand
favorite
team.
team.
Like
This is my favorite team.
It's beautiful sand.
why's that Garchomp look
It's
so scary?
Mega Chomp is absolutely devastating and takes every life. But more importantly, the regular Chomp is also available to you and it's equally viable
Yeah.
to be used in League.
yeah, it's a good point.
It's great. I had Mega Chomp last season and it was lovely. Um, but yeah, Alex was pretty daring. Went for a Sand Core right off the bat, which is I think pretty brave of him. But
But he
definitely looks like it's something that's gonna pay dividends.
but he also got a fairy dragon still and a water fire grass like
Yeah,
I
mons.
was
So
for me. Um,
and my loaded can be really really good. Florges, right? That's the one. Like
yep, gorgeous.
and
uh,
I'm not the biggest fan of I'm having trouble remembering his name now. The hedgehog. Like
Oh,
oh,
Shaman.
Shaman.
yeah, cause I don't know, like it doesn't really hit that hard immediately, does it?
Well, I mean, it's 100. It's I think it's one of the
One of the
all 100 stat. I might be wrong.
Seed Flare hits quite hard
Yeah,
coming off
Seed
of
but
Flare
Shaman.
isn't it
doesn't.
normally like more defensive, right? Or am I
No, you can run both. I've seen it run specs. I've seen the life orb. Um, it has natural cure, so you can run like a rest variant.
yeah.
You can switch out after like getting a full heal up, which is nice. but you can also run the sub leech seed set. Yeah. Sharks kind of typed in chat. He's like, it's both offensive and defensive, kind of like a Jirachi, and he's very right about that.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't hacks you to death, luckily.
Yeah, but he's got extra drill for that, so that's okay.
It's not Shaman Sky.
Yeah,
That
it's
would
not
be
Shaman Sky. Thank goodness.
God the God.
Yeah. Um,
That Rotom fan.
One of the sneakier picks that I'm a huge fan of is Stoutland because I believe Stoutland gets Sand Rush.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sandrush.
Second Sand Rush user, and it's a stab return. I think it gets like superpower. I think it's crunch. I'm pretty sure it gets like pretty good coverage. So
It's a good
nothing
one.
crazy though.
Understand.
Yeah, it hits really, really hard, like choice banded in the sand,
Yeah.
like that'll.
I really don't like its design though.
It gets three good abilities because it has Intimidate, Sand Rush, and Scrappy. So
And it gets stab, return, or
I think go with
frustration
that
too.
Scrappy. I know I don't like Dog Shark.
don't,
You don't like
get
dogs?
out. What the heck is what? That's ridiculous. It's crazy, Joey. Cats are great, but like they're both everything.
Well,
Um,
okay, I have a dog that howls non-stop all day long. It's my sister's dog, actually. And then I have my mom's dog who just barks, 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 barks. It's really annoying.
um, I like the Uxie pickup because it's a lot of bulk in both the special and physical department, and it provides a lot of support. It has T Wave, it has Stealth Rocks, it can U turn, um, and it gives him the psychic typing. So I feel like that was probably one of his actual stronger picks throughout the whole draft. Um,
I like how the Rotom fan will give him stab, switch.
Rotom Fan's great. He had this last year, and
He gets air
he used
slash
Rotom
too,
Fan
right?
to, yep,
Yeah.
he hacks people to death.
Yeah, it's just so he could really run that if he wanted to, like T wave, and then he could still do the Iron Head and air slash
Yeah,
extra drill.
That's
So
exactly what he's gonna do.
I mean,
That's how we went to number one, the Rotom fan.
yeah, that Rotom Fan's evil. Honestly, that's why I picked it up this year in our draft. Um,
the he has heal bell too, don't he? Like, does he get it with 2 mons? Right, it's
uh,
Yeah.
Oopsie should have Heal Bell.
I don't know if
Lorges
Or
that does
just
Florida.
has
does.
aromatherapy.
Yeah,
It
Which is,
actually gets both.
yeah, but talking about that, Floor just can wish pass, which is nice.
yeah.
Um, Possibly
Shaman's.
Mega Garchomp starts getting whittled down. He can wish pass into Garchomp because Mega Garchomp is incredibly bulky. Um,
Garchomp always hits hard, like no matter what form it is,
yeah,
mega
I
or
mean,
regular.
the Mega Garchomp stats are ridiculous. It has 108, 115, 95 bulk, and 170 and 120 for attack and special attack. It's an
Good
absolute
point.
monster.
So that can be mixed if he wants it to.
Oh yeah, they generally are in ladder, but
Yeah, to take advantage of the large special attack increase that Mega Garchomp gets.
yep. Um, yeah, and Shaming gets Healing Wish, which is also very useful. I feel like his draft was just very well rounded in every way.
And he does have some priority too with the Shadow Snake. He has Sucker Punch.
Yeah, very true. Embor has Sucker Punch, which was nice. It gave him two types and Sucker Punch, so that was like a really good draft pick for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he was a little weak to Weavile, actually. So Embor's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, he was. Well, I mean, he still had Florges, um, but that's
Yeah.
actually yeah, Florges actually isn't taking that much from handling Weavile that often. So
Poison Jab, though, I think it does a solid
yeah.
chunk.
Well,
So
I feel
good.
like Esco Crash is just gonna do a ridiculous amount regardless. So
Yeah, so
Good point, yeah.
I think Weavile could hurt this team a lot.
hmm yeah,
So it's a good thing he drafted the Embor.
yep.
My logic is something of an answer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
my
definitely a very balanced team. He covered like all of his weaknesses, and he got my mascot. So
Oh, which one's your mascot?
bravery.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
yeah, and he's not really that weak to rocks. I mean, Braviary and or get hurt, but that's Proton
yeah,
fan
and
too. But
he's a
that's
strong
it.
enough spinner, which is nice. But
Yeah.
You want to move
I
on to the
guess
next?
is
Go ahead.
extra his only spinner, his only way to remove hazards.
I think Braviary gets defog, but
That's true. But that's not really going to be an optimal set to run. But I guess he could if he has to.
it's just probably just Excadrill for the most part.
Yeah, I
But
guess maybe that's his weakness.
he's
Hmm.
not like rocks aside from like 3 months. They're not really gonna hurt him that much.
That's true.
Firebor's neutral, so just two.
Oh, yeah. I want to
Yeah.
move on to the next one.
Yep.
Speaking of Weavals, we have the Washington Weavals next,
Coached
Oh,
by
look at that
season two's champ
waving.
S2, the hacker.
and of course he
Uh,
has Jirachi.
yep.
Yeah.
I really like the Zapdos. Like, doesn't it get Is it out yet where it
Zapdos.
gets static?
Yeah, Zapdos
Nice.
now gets static
Yeah,
and pressure, which is they're both useful abilities depending on the scenario. And Roost and Defog. So
And I know Zapdos is a favorite people for UU picks in the league.
yeah. I was gonna pick Zapdos, but somebody got it for me.
it hits pretty hard. And has a lot of utility.
It can get a heat wave too. So I just think
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty.
good.
Like a lot of people don't think about that, and so it has like all right coverage.
Hmm. Um, let's see what he was
Mm,
talking to me about what core he wanted, and he was talking to me about this Jirachi, Dancy, Garchomp core that he was going for.
Yeah.
Um, and I believe the pick before him, um, Alex, when he got Mega Chomp, and he stressed out. And I think it was Shark who told him just to go with Dragonite. So I'm pretty sure that's the birth of this Jirachi Dancy Dragonite core, which is, I mean, it's pretty nice. It gets you your Raw Steel Fairy Dragon, which is always nice.
Plus, it can't if it's multi-skill. It's probably not getting one shot by anything,
Yeah, that's
and
true. It's
that weakness policy too. People are gonna be scared to use an effective hits, like a super effective hit sometimes.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he was the Dragonite was definitely nice because he was definitely weak to Earthquake. Um, uh, going into that pick, but now he has the flying immunity, and then he went with Zapdos for a second flying type, so that's actually pretty nice.
And I like this team because it has a prankster mod. Like
Whew.
yep, that's your thing. You just love that prankster, don't
I
you?
mean, no, Liepard can definitely help him if he gets in tricky scenarios.
that used to be how I
Um,
laddered. I would just use prankster Thunderwave and then set up. Um,
oh boy,
Were
yeah.
you one of the people way back you used a swagger T wave? Freaking prankster crap.
no,
Always love
I never use Swagger T Wave because only like I'd get a lot of pairs, but if the moment I use Swagger, they would just start hitting me and like one shot me because it would always be a physical attacker or something. So
Yeah,
I have bad luck. I mostly just do it for speed control in all honesty.
yeah,
But that's some like I really like that about Zapdos. If he runs physically bulky, then they have to risk getting paralyzed every single time.
yeah. Run that discharge. I like that he has a bit of Volturn going around because he has Jirachi the U-turn, Zapdos the Volt Switch, Lantern Volt Switch,
And
Mine
Chow.
Chow U-turns with Regenerator, which is nice, and also has Reckless as its other ability, I believe, so it can hit incredibly hard.
it. Oh,
Um, or act as a pivot.
I like
Um,
the Delphox a lot too. Like I
I'm a,
think good.
I'm a little on edge on about Delphox, but
Delphox can hit really really hard, but it can also it gets hit really really hard by a lot of stuff too.
yeah.
But
All right. So part of my thing against Delphox is I think it just has a stupid character design. So I just don't like it to begin with.
I remember how
yeah, like
hyped.
I think its starter looks amazing though. Like the baby form of it looks like I thought it was gonna be so cool. Then I'm like was like but
Yeah, I
Just remember
remember
they
that.
that.
could have
The
done a lot
NFE
better.
looks good too. The mid form.
I don't really like Dragonite's design to be honest though. Like I liked
It's
its
really homely.
You know, that thing, look at him. He's waving at you right
like
now.
it looked
He's so
like
happy.
a like it was gonna be all majestic and I don't it just looks like it wouldn't be that smart. Like like it looks so majestic and like I remember watching the first movie as a kid and just seeing Dragonite and I'm just like that looks so dumb. Like
Wait, are we talking about the one where it's at the lighthouse
Mewtwo.
and the guy's in the? Oh, never mind.
I'm talking about the
I'm thinking of the
The
TV
first movie.
series.
Yeah.
So for
He
bulk, S2 has the Porygon 2, the Reggie Steel, and the Jellicent, which is pretty nice. And Lantern's actually pretty bulky, so um,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool that he has that. And he has Water Absorb and Volt Absorb, which he can play around with. Between Jellicent and Lantern has both abilities, which is nice.
yeah. Well, Lantern gets both by itself, don't it?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And it gets Heal Bell, so it's a very good, very, very good support mon. Um, I think the one thing that I immediately noticed that's gonna hurt is he only has one way to defog, and with a Dragonite, I think
Zapdos.
yeah, he has that. And it's a reliable defogger for sure. But it limits what he can do with Zapdos if he wants to bring Dragonite, especially. So
Dragon gets defog.
okay, Dragonite gets defog, but
Yeah,
if you want
Shark. That's
to
it.
defog Dragonite, it's a waste.
You never know, man.
Oh, he looks so menacing in that episode.
I think they should he should be nicknamed the Mailman because the first movie that's what he's doing. He's delivering mail.
Oh, true. S2 take note.
Oh, whoops, I
Um,
scrolled up. I like the Sceptile a lot too.
yeah,
I think it's
definitely.
gonna hit hard and quick, and a lot of people don't know how hard that can hit without being mega.
That's true.
The
Um, go ahead.
I don't know how I feel about Reggie still. Like, I don't know its stats off the top of my head, but it's like I know it's bulky, but I don't know how hard it can hit back.
80
I mean,
HP and then 150 in both defenses.
yeah, it doesn't hit hard at all. But you can run a curse set if you want to get damage.
Yeah.
So it could kind of sweep, kind of pseudo like a it could kind of do damage, kind of like the curse Mega Aggron set.
Yeah,
Um,
like I personally just like a lot of mons that can either like I like them to either be really really quick and hit really really hard or be half bulky and like half offensive basically like take hits and hit back. But if
yeah, I understand.
if he knows how to use them though, then you know
It gives
it's
him another T Wave user though, and then some more Stealth Rocks. So I think
uh,
it's a nice utility pick, but I don't know. I'll see how his team works out. It's not one of my favorite teams. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, he still has Jirachi in the back to hacks. So
he does have a good bit of reliable recovery though too. He's got a couple roosters. He's got a Porygon and Jellicent can use recover.
yep, Divine
Um,
Showers Regenerator.
yeah. Um, Jirachi can healing wish too.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, I think it's Wish too as well. For another healing option.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. I mean, it's the wish Pokemon after all. So, um, and I can't like I kind of like Lipard, but because does have the prankster, but it's also kind of frail. But
Oh yeah, it's not taking much,
but
but it can stop a sweep in a certain scenario, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it has taunt and
Encore, T
on
wave.
Oh,
T wave. Like he could taunt encore and then T wave it basically
Hmm.
the switch in. So I mean, if he plays that right, it'll be really really good. But he also does like have a couple T waivers. I don't know if I said that already, but I might have.
No, he has like he's a lot.
Yeah, I mean he does kind of like to flinch. Like
That's true. He can T wave with what, like one, two, three, four, five, 6 mons. Five, no, six. That's broken.
yeah,
FT, what are you doing?
and like even if he doesn't decide to go down the para flinch route, but he does just use the regular para, that's a good chance. Like all he needs is like one to set up with Mega Diancie, and he can basically outspeed and sweep most things.
Okay. Let's move on to Brendan.
oh my god, that
That logo.
Pikachu. Okay, that's
Brendan has the most adorable team that's ever been created, and
just like all those smiles.
like, the emblem's ridiculous. This team is Brendan incarnate. It's his personality in the form of a Pokemon draft, and I appreciate him for doing it.
That
It's
is
like,
quite actually a nice team. Adorable.
it looks like the Pikachu's about to get kicked though. It's like jumping into the kick.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Doing like leapfrog over shuffle.
He's just like, "Hi, friend, pal."
Friend, love me. Um, but for a draft, I almost don't feel qualified to critique Brendan's draft because I mean, I kind of see where he's going with it, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I understand the the mastermind behind it. But
Like it looks like it. Like I don't know if it would really work, but then I think everybody's just gonna underestimate it, and he's probably just gonna like win. Like
well, the
It
thing
looks fun.
yeah, it looks like a fun team. But I mean, Keldeo, Fairthorn, Azumarill, like I know there's immediately type repetitiveness, but if you actually look at it between the three, he actually gets a lot of coverage. And I mean, the weakness is that Keldeo and Azumarill share are completely eaten up by Ferrothorn. Um, like it does not care.
he's
It's
got
true.
he does have Fairy Dragon still too.
Yeah, so I mean, the typing actually works surprisingly well. And Chandelure was definitely a smart. Like his first two UU picks were very smart. I feel like it's possible he could have gone with something more viable than a Shuckle, but I mean, look at it. It's so cute.
The
Yeah, like the
the
four mons
Cleffa,
at the bottom.
like is that
Oh,
what it's called? Cleffa, baby Clefable.
Yeah, little clef.
I think it's Clefairy. Cleffa is it's pre-Evo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clefairy. Um, but
Yeah, let's see
I'm
what
pretty
else.
excited to see Mega Galele in action in League because this is not it's unexplored territory for me.
Yeah,
Um,
very unique choice for a Mega, and I like that.
like
yeah,
I don't like it in like regular just like laddering, but I mean nobody knows how it's gonna do in league.
yeah. I mean, the strength of its priority of its ice shard is gonna be probably a huge plus.
It's is it base? Well, what's its speed? Because I know it wasn't
It's
it base.
not. Its stats are a little underwhelming. I
It's
think.
Is it base
100 in speed.
everything?
No, it's 120 in both offenses, 80
Oh,
in HP, and then 100 in everything else.
yeah, because I knew it
I
was
think.
something like that. But I mean, he does have sticky web too, and so
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
I because his team's like I think the sticky web could help his team out a lot too, speed wise. Because I know Azumarill isn't like the fastest, but it hits really really hard.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely has a few wall breakers, which was nice. Keldeo, Azu, Shandy can all wall break a bit for him. And then, I mean, Galele can do its own wall breaking, but it can also clean up very well with the Ice Shard. And he has two D dancers, which I think we shouldn't underestimate. Salamence and Taranchum. So
Does Shuckle get rapid spin?
I don't know much about Shuckle.
Okay, Claydol does.
No.
So he has Claydol, and he has Salamence to get rid of hazards. That's all, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but Salamence is very reliable to get rid of those hazards. So
I don't know how I feel about the Claydol though. Like,
Claydol is I believe I'm not an NU expert, but so
what did you say? It cut out a little bit.
I'm not an NU expert, but I believe Claydol is one of the more reliable spinners in NU. I could be very wrong though. So
Dang.
yeah. But I mean, good for him for going for Clefairy. I guess if it fails the purpose, it's as bulky as Clefable, but I mean, it can't really do anything offensively. Um, and he got Pikachu because it's cute. So
That's fair enough. Yeah.
definitely a fun draft. I mean, I want it to work.
Yeah, I like most of his picks. Honestly, I think they're all fun and pretty good.
Yeah.
Not a fan of some of his lower picks, but most of them I do.
hmm I just dislike the Shuckle at the end of the day. I think he could have picked something better.
Yeah,
But
a little.
ad drops are after week 3, so you could fix that Shuckle pick, Brendan. Hint hint. um
You ready for the
I
next one?
Yep, Steven.
Sure. Oh, whoa.
This team looks interesting.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm seeing some threats. It's got baby Ferrothorn. I guess
I
Brendan
mean,
took his
yeah.
Pharaoh.
I want to
Aerodactyl hits
say
hard. Oh, go ahead.
that yeah, Ferroseed is. I mean, it's 44 HP, 91 defense, 86 def, and you put an Eviolite, and all of a sudden this thing is fat as all hell. So, I mean, it's actually a very good Pokemon to have. Reliable rocks and spikes.
And
But
good.
yeah, he's a
Like,
very interesting team for sure. But I realized long ago that it's not my position in this to doubt anything that Steven does. So, um, if you look, he has U-turn between Rotom Wash and Tornadus Therian, which is the Volturn core right there, which is nice. Um, Aerodactyl is a UU Mega that's pretty viable in OU, which I tend to believe means that it should be viable in League.
He's actually got quite a lot of OU viable mons
Yep,
on his
yep.
team.
Seismitoad, Amoonguss, Doug Trio is pretty niche, but it has its purpose.
Yeah, Tentacruel.
Tentacruel, which is one of the, I mean, arguably the best spinner in UU, which is going to be very important for his cleanup sweeper, Volcarona.
Yeah,
the
he definitely needed a spinner because his team has a lot of pressure from rocks.
Yeah, I mean, you can run Defog and Aerodactyl, but that's not ideal, obviously.
Doug Trio, I think that's gonna be really really good because he can kind of play mind games with that. Because nobody's gonna want to like switch. Any like the main way that somebody's gonna get rid of that Ferroseed is probably gonna be a fire type, and
Right.
like number one, he's got 2 water types. He's got Aerodactyl, which is a rock type. He's got Volcarona. No, he's got 3 water types actually, and then on top of that, he can Arena Trap. like so you're gonna be kind of like, what if he double switches when you switch into a fire type or just an electric type, and he's got that
Mhm.
Doug trio. So I think that's gonna be really good. He also has Prankster. He has Spore and Effect Spore too with the Mungus. So like you're not even really gonna want to like hit his mods basically. He can burn you with the Volcarona. Uh, Phariseed. It's got the spikes or whatever it is, but
Mhm. I mean, he's definitely built a team that can do a variety of things. You have a couple Mons on here that, like a Seismitoad and a Mungus, that are pretty stable and on some stall teams, which is nice. Regenerator Core with a Mungus and Tornadus Therian, but he also has a lot of very strong offensive Mons, such as Volcarona, Aerodactyl, Slurpuff.
um, if anything though, like he has unless I'm mistaken, the majority of his team is not that fast though. Like
Well, he has Tornadus and Aerodactyl, which are all ridiculously fast.
Doug Trio's pretty fast too, ain't it?
Yeah. So,
Those three.
but the rest of it is kind of slow. Tauros is probably like, I don't want to guess, but I'm gonna guess it's around 90.
It's 110.
Oh,
It's 110.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was slower.
whoa, oh, that's actually a great mon. Huh. The more you know.
Tauros can run a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. It's got
It's
sheer
actually
force
pretty
and
good.
intimidate. He also got Myostic, which is nice. Um,
That's the guy one, right? So it is the prankster. He can set up screens, Thunderwave. So I like his team.
yeah, I do too. I think when I was watching it get formed, I was a little confused, but at the end, it kind of all makes sense. It all comes together.
Yeah. I think it's a nice team.
Yeah. And Seismitoad, by the way, is like an amazing RU pick because it gets Scald, it gets Knockoff, it gets Rocks, it is Water Absorb. It is a phenomenal mon. And it gets Stab Earthquake. So that's one of the things. That's like four amazing things all in one
Does Doug
Pokemon.
Trio
So
get Earthquake or does it just get
it
like
does.
it does? I
Yeah.
know it used to get the
Earthquake, Reversal, Stone Edge,
That's
Sucker
two
Punch.
stab Earthquakes then.
Yeah.
Like
Which
I
is
think
still
that
surprisingly quite weak.
what is?
The stab earthquakes are still pretty weak,
Yeah.
even.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that's
trio
true.
is actually just like it's niche. um
I just think Earthquake and he's got just like good moves in general. He's got three Scalds. Like I
mhm.
just personally, I think like Scald, Earthquake, and Knockoff are like the best moves in the game for the most
I
part.
mean, yeah, no, they are without a doubt.
Don't forget T Wave.
Yeah,
Yes.
he has a little T wave support too, which is
Best
nice.
fucking move. Oh.
He has three mons with T wave,
He has
which is big.
he has toxic spikes too. That's gonna be really good.
Who
Yeah,
wait, who? Oh yeah, Tentacruel. Yeah, duh.
integral.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he's got hazards covered, definitely.
yeah, he has it all. Yeah, it's a good team.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Skag.
Hayfield,
Okay.
hazards.
Yeah, the
So
Hayfield
it's safe to
Hatchet.
say that this guy's gonna lose like 80% of his matches. A few of them you'll win because the person will forfeit.
Yeah,
Just
I agree. Skag is, he's definitely not the best battler.
definitely not.
um, okay. Skag's team is I like it, but then there's some picks I don't really like. I wasn't really a fan of the game. Um,
I like the Mega Gyarados.
Of course, we have to
yeah.
call out the fact that he doesn't have any way to get rid of hazards. Great.
Oh, yeah. He might want to try to fix that in the future. Ooh.
Reuniclus gets Magic Bounce, I guess, but that's not really gonna Like,
That's
yeah,
that's not good.
that's not gonna fix the problem. I'm trying to be positive here.
Um,
um,
I told him to run taunt on all of his mons. He's got a lot of taunters.
that's true, which is nice. Taunt's useful.
That's his answer to Hazard's taunt.
He has 3 Dragon Dance users, so I guess he's just looking to
sweet.
sweep with Dragon Dance. I guess that's the point of the team. I do like the little core he has between Heatran, Whimsicott, and Mega Gyarados. I think that Firewater, and he has Steel Fairy, Dark, but he also has the Haxorus for the dragon. So those
I
four
don't like
mons
that
I
he cracked
really
his
approve
mask.
of. And Marine Killis is just a phenomenal mon, but definitely the lack of hazard control is going to hurt him.
He has 2 months. He can get Moxie too, right? I think he can use that to his
Yeah,
advantage too. Like if he can, like
yeah,
even Scrafty
definitely.
can come in and fake out, get the Moxie boost.
Mm-hmm.
But
Um,
on a
I
good,
no, you go ahead. You're all
on a
said.
positive note though, the not having a rapid spinner or defogger, his team is not that weak to like spikes. It is gonna be kind of weak to toxic spikes, but other than that, because Gengar, uh, when it switches in, I don't think it gets rid of the spikes though, like toxic
No, it
spikes,
does not get rid
because
of
it
T spikes. It
levitates.
does levitate,
Yeah,
which is unfortunate. Yeah, I could see him definitely really struggling with T. I mean, at least Ranunculus is Magic Guard, so that's a plus.
and Gyarados if it switches in, since it's flying, it's not gonna.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's
Crafty Shed Skin.
yeah. I mean,
But
it's an overall kind of balanced team. I mean, he gets a lot of his type coverage done. A couple redundancies, but overall not that weak. I guess he has 4 ice weaknesses, but he does have 2 pretty solid resist, and Heatran and Gyarados. So, um, no, he's a good team. I just think he needs hazard control.
yeah, he's just gonna have to like decide what he wants to switch out for some kind of defog or rapid spinner.
I agree. But he has plenty of mons that hit pretty hard, and both the physical and special side, and a couple of them hit hard immediately, and a couple of them do very dangerous sweepers. So,
I feel like he could drop one of his rock setters because he's got a ton.
Heatran, Rhyperior, Torterra. I think
And
he should drop
Mesmer.
Torterra and Mesprit. I think he should drop Torterra though. Personally,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not that
think
big a fan.
he likes it.
Yeah, I like that. And then get one of the NU spinners if there is any left.
He could go with a Sand Slash.
Yeah, that works. I don't think anyone took that yet.
No, yeah, it's just the first thing that comes to mind. It might not be the best fit, but
Is there none of the Hitmonlee, Hitmonchans down there? Have they already all been
All
used?
right, there is Shitmonchan, but like he's an awful mon, and I don't recommend him being picked. Oof. But
Is he worse
I
than
think
Sandslash though?
Sandslash is. Um, as a spinner, he's not
Hitmon
as
is
bulky. That's
like
the
the
problem.
worst of the Hitmons, so but
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he
Some
could
something else
go
that I
ahead. Zach.
do like though is that the Destiny bond with Gengar. Like if
That's
something
true.
does set up on him, he does have the opportunity to like guaranteed kill it.
Yeah, that's a good point. If things get out of hand. Um,
So ready to move on to the next?
yeah.
Sure.
We have the
Oh,
is that
Adelaide
Adelaide?
Fudge
Yeah.
Cruise?
I didn't know
I
what
think
that
that's
word
how you
was.
pronounce that.
Like
Coach is Ben. the Australian S2, as we like to call him.
He was
Yeah.
briefly called Eminem for like 2 minutes. um,
I mean, he has Mega Venusaur, so it has to be an okay team.
yeah, he's got Starmie too. That's a really good spinner right there,
That's the
Yeah.
best in there, in
and
my
a
opinion.
defogger.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
he's
not
got
care about
hazards a
hazards.
lot. Oh, and
He,
Armaldo.
Yeah.
Gee, why would he pick Armaldo when he already has a good spinner and a good defogger?
I mean
So
it can hit hard, I guess. Dab X
I guess.
Scissor for
I
psychic types.
maybe he just really hates hazards.
I
I mean,
guess, yeah.
this is the kind of team that if I were to go against, I might just leave hazard. I might not even bring him. Like, what? Why? He's gonna clear them.
A good point, actually.
But
Bring like a pursuit.
I like his team.
Yeah, I mean, you drafted the same mega as me, so
There's
I don't like
I think he's got really good support for Mega Venusaur too. Because it's weak to
yeah.
psychic and flying, right? Like those are the what
Mhm.
hits it the hardest, and Crocodile kind of shuts both those down.
That he can immediately switch into a lot of things. I guess I think I would have liked if he got something that I think the only thing that resists. Well, no, he has a Scalvier. Yeah, he has a lot of stuff that resists. A couple of things that resist flying. So
I don't know how he was building his team, but he might have tried to like just like build it around like one or two mons and kind of just try to like win with just those while having a lot of support for him.
yeah, I suppose.
But that's kind of what
I
I
mean,
did. So
yeah. I mean, coming out of the OU, like if you look, it's a little scary that he's pretty weak to dark spam. But then he picks up Krook and Cobalion, and all of a sudden those worries are gone. So
yeah,
I think he had a good UU draft.
Sacred
Just in
Fire
terms of,
Entei too.
yeah, Entei's an animal. So
I like Gastrodon a lot too.
yeah,
Like
Gastrodon
with
actually
Venusaur.
in this league last season. So
Um,
but,
I'm not the
hmm,
biggest fan of the Ice Dinosaur.
Oh, Aurorus? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not very good.
yeah, yeah, I'm pretty. I think his NU picks were weak. I'm I liked a lot of his picks going into NU, but NU, um, I didn't like that he added another ice weakness, with Galark.
I mean, it gets him another
Um,
Stealth Rocker, but I don't know if he needs it. Armaldo can it can Stealth Rock too, right?
yeah,
I
Yeah.
think he should think about getting rid of at least one of those.
I definitely
Yes.
agree. I mean, he has Cobalion and Krug, can both very
Yeah.
reliable
Oh yeah,
defense.
I forgot Cobalion.
Yeah, Cobalion's a bit of a jack of all trades. So
He has like I don't think he needs four Stealth Rockers.
no, I don't actually. Can Aurorus as well, the little dino?
It's Rock Ice, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I will say what I don't know what its speed is. Like I've never like used that mine that much, but
yeah, he.
Terrible. It's like
I think
58.
every single one of his NU mons can.
I mean at least if it could survive a hit, it can take down a dragon probably.
hmm Um,
It's like isolate
Yeah.
or something. Like
Aurorus got shafted so hard. It's terrible. It's atrocious defensively. It's slow.
well, it does have. I mean, its bulk's 123, 72, 90. So on the special side, it's not that bad. It can take
I
a
know, but
few.
it's the typing so bad
you
defensively
get caught
as
with
a
like a
type.
bullet punch or a fighting move or
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
Ground,
fighting,
water,
fighting
just
bullet
so
punch
weak to
just
everything.
dies.
Rock.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that pick, but um,
like if I had to keep like one of the like out of some of the bad picks though, like or not bad picks. I mean, if he uses them, anything can be good. But like I do kind of like Golurk, but like not like that way. Like Cobalion and Crocodile don't have to be stealth rockers, but like because I know it can be good if it's used right, but
Hmm.
I don't know if it's worth keeping. Like at the same time too.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I definitely think he can patch up some weaknesses in the ad drop period for sure.
But I do like his like basically some of his first picks. I think they were really really good.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a pretty big fan actually. Most of his like he covered most every weakness.
I
Um,
he doesn't have a fairy type though.
that is gonna be a problem, and
Hmm.
hmm, yeah, that's actually kind of an issue. I think fairy types are like very much almost a, but there are a limited number of viable fairies, so
Because he's basically got sort of a fire water grass core going on.
hmm. No,
But
definitely.
like in my opinion, like fairy dragon still is a little bit better than fire water grass cores. Um,
I think you want kind of both personally in a draft, but
like well, I think like basically those six typings are all really important, but
mhm,
um,
I agree.
but I think that the just the dragons and fairies can hit a lot harder, and they normally have less weaknesses. That's why I prefer them.
That's-
But I mean, he does have good bulk though.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Did someone
definitely.
just fall over?
Did someone
Um,
what?
Just fall over? Did y'all hear that?
I think
I didn't hear
there's
that.
something around.
I heard something moving around a lot, but
All right,
um,
so we want to move on to David on the Brooklyn Bayonets.
I like the Jolteon. I'm just gonna throw that out there too.
Oh, yeah,
But
I did too.
all right,
Little weak Raikou.
yeah, mini
Talking
Raikou.
about Raikou.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That lander is just that
I'm pretty
eye.
sure David's plan was Volturn.
Uh, he has.
One U-turn, two U-turn, three U-turn, two volt switch. Like he can pivot so much with this team.
He's got four U-turners, don't he?
Um, wait, I only count three U-turn. What's the so
So it's
Celebi?
Landorus, Infernape. Celebi can get U-turn, right?
Yep, it also is baton pass if
Yeah,
you.
and then the Zatu gets U-turned on it.
Oh, Zachi gets U-turn.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. And then for volt switch, he has Raikou and Probo pass.
Um, he's got Water, Fire, Grass.
Hmm.
He's got his Dragon type.
He is fairy. He is a steal. Not the best steal, but I'm just gonna say that I've been thinking about trying to go for Mega Blastoise for a while, and I always back out last second. So I'm a huge fan of David's team just because he has Mega Blastoise. Um, I think that it's probably a better Mega in League than it is on ladder because
I
on
agree.
ladder its biggest weakness is the fact it suffers horribly from forward move slot syndrome
Yeah,
and kind of mediocre speed. But in League, I think you can really kind of overcome those weaknesses.
and he's got pretty good speed with some of the rest of his team too. The Raikou, the Tornado.
Infernape's not slow.
Yeah, Infernape. It can be a really good lead. It can actually get Stealth Rocks too. So got
Yep.
some Stealth Rock setters.
Infernape can do anything for you. It can wall break, it can set up sweep.
Stab
So,
Overheat too. Flamethrower.
It can set up. It has the suicide lead set with Endeavor, Stealth Rocks, and stuff.
Oh, he's got a magic bouncer too, right? Is that
Yep,
too?
that's always. I feel like that's nice to have because it
Can scare him a
really
little
allows you
bit.
to play a lot of mind games.
I don't think if his team's like weak to anything in particular.
No, it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's
covers
really
its typings
balanced.
very well. Um, Maybe a little weak to Earthquake, actually.
Uh,
Just look
okay, well, he has the Celebi and the Zatu too,
and then
but
Lando.
Landorus
Yeah,
would
I
have set
know,
up
but
for him.
it's just there's a few things that on this team that take Earthquake super effective. So he should just be careful. Obviously, I mean, I think he's a pretty good player, so he can definitely make the right calls. But
He has two heal billers too, I think, right? Celebi
yeah, Grand
and
Bull.
then I like the Celebi. Like you mentioned, it had the baton pass. It
Hmm.
gets sword stance, don't it?
Yep, it gets Swords Dance and Nasty
Oh,
Plot.
so it can basically like that's really good because with the like Landorus, the Infernape, even the Blastoise, it can
Hmm.
just basically set up for them since it's like really bulky, like especially for like the Infernape, which is not that bulky. And then just
Right.
baton pass out. And if he really wanted to, he could make it as slow as he could. That way, he would take the hit and then baton pass. So
Yep. Yep. Definitely. Um, I like Dragalge on the team. It hits incredibly hard, and it allows him just to beat fairies with a Sludge Wave, with adaptability Sludge Wave, which is nice.
yeah,
It's really slow, but I guess one thing I really like to see on was access to sticky webs, but you can't get it all. So just because just because of the speed of Jagagi and Blastoise, access to sticky webs, it would have been
yeah.
very useful. But there's limited things like to get those. So
What is Absol doing though?
yeah,
Like
that's definitely my least favorite of his picks. Um,
he might could get rid of that too good sticky web, maybe.
yeah, I'm not familiar with what gets sticky webs in RU, but possibly. I guess it gives him Sucker Punch. So maybe he was just looking for a dark plus priority when he went forward.
Yeah.
Its base attack's 130, which isn't bad, but every other stat's a little on the low side. Um, yeah, it's not an awful mon, but it's my least favorite is attacks. That being said, I do like his draft a lot. So
Yeah, I like everything besides the Absol.
um, he can pursue trap with his gun take, which also gets defog. And he has an amazing rapid spinner with Blastoise, although I'm not sure how often he uses slot on Blastoise for rapid spin. But
Yeah, he's probably gonna want
well,
that for like
the
offense
Blastoise,
basically.
Blastoise get amazing coverage. I mean, Aura Spear, Dark Pulse, Scald,
That's
Ice
gonna
Beam.
that's gonna be
Between those
real
four moves,
good.
yeah. I also really like the Kafagrigus. It's amazingly bulky, and I have it on my team, and it's a great mon.
And the Blastoise, like you said, the four move syndrome, it's not gonna have that problem in the league if he predicts right. So
Hmm.
it could like dominate if he brings the right coverage.
Definitely agree.
Do y'all want to move on to the next one, or does anybody else?
We can move on.
All right. Next up is the Berlin Bronzongs, and
I'm not gonna lie, this draft kind of confuses me a little bit. Um,
I don't know about the
it,
sand.
Yeah, I feel like the sand's a little counterproductive for him. I just,
This is my least favorite draft so far.
yeah, this actually might be.
He's got a
I,
lot of special attackers.
yeah, I want him to prove me wrong because I want to see him Mega Houndoom do work. But I'm just a little. I think I'm a little confused. I just don't see it, but maybe he sees it. Maybe he sees something different than I. Um,
Does
hmm.
Bronzong get rapid spin?
No.
uh,
So Klefki's gonna be his only defogger, right?
Yeah, just Togekiss. He's got nothing else.
So he's gonna have to bring that if he does want to use defog. But his team, besides the Houndoom, isn't that weak to it. I don't think. So,
yeah, it's
but,
true. I mean,
like
he
I
gets.
don't
He does get all the hazards between Garbodor and then a couple rockers. That's nice.
I don't like the Hitmonchan on his team. Like I feel like that's gonna like counteract some of his.
Yeah. I'm also just I don't really understand why Hippowdon was round one OU pick, but
Yeah, like, and I mean like Superior. Like I don't know about it either because it's gonna do like one of like one or two things normally.
yo, I mean, don't ever doubt the sub leech sheet set.
Yeah, but it's gonna be taking damage behind just from the
Yeah,
sandstorm too.
that's true.
Like um
Um,
I think Suicune, like individually though, I think Suicune is a really good mon. And I think that shoot. I can't remember names right now to save my life. Togekiss is a like I think it's a really good defogger and it can do the
yeah,
paraflinch, so
that's true.
I don't
You
know
know,
that good.
he's got Guja, which is obviously, it's especially fat. Hippowdon's a bit physically fat. Bronzon's a pretty decent wall that can, I mean, 89 attack stats, at least usable.
What does Meloetta do? Like I've never.
Meloetta does actually everything, and you can you can run a sub Calm Mind, you can run Scarf, you can run Specs. It also can transform into the other form using Relic,
Yeah.
and then it becomes a blistering fast, powerful physical attacker that's normal fighting, but it's normally normal psychic.
Yeah.
I was gonna run Assault Vest, but it's a good mon. High stab, hyper voice, stab psychic.
But it's most. You think it's mostly gonna be like a special attacker too?
It's generally a special attacker
Yeah.
because to get into the pirouette form, you have to use Relic Song and then you'll transform. But when you switch out, you go back to the standard Meloetta form.
That's not even that useful then. If
Yeah.
you can just switch in something that could like one shot it and he's got to switch. But I feel like Stone Edge is gonna be like his only physical move that's gonna like hit that hard. Like his next best physical would be
Bronzong or Polyrath, I guess.
yeah, like
Special Polyrath is better than physical. Physical does get what the circle throw,
yeah.
so you can stop sweeps, which is nice.
I think Garbodor gets actually a pretty good physical move pool
That's
offensively.
true. But I generally find NU Mon just to be underwhelming in terms of the damage output they get against. You know,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, like you're not gonna take one of them and like sweep like some OU picks that are bulky.
yeah,
We say that, and then someone got swept today by Almastar.
that's true. But almost as a different animal.
I mean, like Shell Smash though too. That's like
Yeah,
anything with Shell Smash is dangerous.
very true.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, I hope that the draft works out for him. I kind of want to see how,
Like
but I'm a little confused at the moment. But
Yeah, I don't really like it. Like maybe like if he had something besides Hippodon that was like a better like something that was like a really strong physical attacker, then I
Yeah.
could say that I like it a little bit more. But as of right now, he's got a Fatmon that's gonna hurt the rest of his team, and he basically he doesn't have any like strong physical attacks in my opinion. Like he's
That's true.
so. I mean, if I were going against him, like I would feel safe almost just putting a soul vest on everything, and then just like.
Yeah.
But
All right.
y'all ready for the
All
next
right.
one?
Mm-hmm.
The Mexican Ludicolos.
Yeah.
That's great.
I really, really want to see this team do Mega Medicham succeed in the league. Um,
I don't think he.
just so much power.
I don't think he needs anything else besides Ludicolo.
That's so true.
He's gonna have I feel like he's gonna bring rain sometime.
You think because of the Vaporeon or and the Ludicolo?
Ludicolo and the Kabutops both get Swift Swim,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got like a really hard hitting. Like it can Ludicolo can hit really hard special, and Kabutops
Yeah,
can hit really hard physical. But they need
that's
that
true. That's
rain to
actually
speed.
cool that he drafted himself a rain option. And
Yeah, like in my match, I didn't get to show it, but I was worried about the Ludicolo a lot. Getting
hmm
rain and then outspeeding my Zard. So I actually brought my Kabutops with Swift Swim, and I made sure that I would outspeed it unless it was scarfed, just so I could hit it with a X Scissor. So I think both
nice.
of them are like can be really really scary together.
Yeah. Um, big fan of Cresselia. Um, it's a fat animal,
It can
so
it can sit there and set up, and I think Vaporeon gets Heal Bell too. So
yeah. I'm
My
actually not a
favorite.
huge fan of Vaporeon as a pick. I just find it generally underwhelming, but I guess if I didn't have, so I
I
guess I understand.
I personally I do like Vaporeon as a pick. I like most of the evolutions. I think especially the bulkier ones.
hmm
Like cuz I know it gets a slow baton pass too, like and it gets the wish, the heal bell, and it gets scald too.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you're right. Um, I really think that he did a good job picking an absolutely dangerous offensive duo between Weavile and Mega Medicham. Just between a Dark Ice and the Psychic fighting, both super strong physical attacker, he's immediately threatening everything.
He,
So,
that's a double priority too, ain't it?
yep. Fake out, bullet punch, and then Ice Shard for Weavile.
Yeah. I like the Skarmory too, like for his third pick, just like going for like bulk wise that it's one of the best in my opinion.
And he gets defog, he gets
So he can protect the Weavile.
spikes, he gets stealth rocks. Yeah, but yeah, he grew up two amazing offensive pairs, two amazing mons to offensively pair up, and then two amazing mons to defensively pair up between Skarm and Cresselia
Yeah.
right off the back in the first four picks. So that was really good.
I like I like Roserade too.
It does get T spikes, which is nice. Um,
And it's not that slow.
no, it's fairly offensive.
Or it can be bulky too on the specially defensive side if it needs to be.
hmm
And I
Um,
like Electros too.
yeah, it does everything.
Yeah, like I said, I really like monsters you can basically make whatever you want and they're not gonna expect. So it could be knockoff or it could flamethrower. Like you're not gonna know. It can be assault vest or it can be straight offensive. Um, yeah,
In terms of a fire stab, I mean, Typhlosion's a little bit on the lackluster side for getting a fire type, but It could be worse, you know. I mean, you get in there and you run that a choice scar for a choice specs eruption, and you're going to be doing damage. So that's nice.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a fairy, unfortunately.
But I mean, like he does get at least he gets Moonblast with Cresselia, and he can
Yeah.
set up the calm mines. I kind of agree with you with the Typhlosion. I do got a soft spot for it though. I'm not gonna lie, that was my first starter ever. Uh, so
Mhm.
like
Flygon gets defog, which is nice, and you know it's his dragon type, but it's a decent mon. But it can't really do much outside the RU tier. So I'm not sure how well it translates into League, but it also gets, I think it gets U-turn, which is convenient.
Stab Earthquake.
Yeah, Stab, Earthquake, gets Draco.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but it's flying ground, right?
No, it's Ground Dragon
It's ground dragon. Okay.
with Levitate.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused
Yep.
for a minute because for a second I'm like, wait, did he not get a dragon type either? But yeah, he did.
It's the way I look at it, it's like Latios, but in RU.
Like a slightly
But
weaker.
instead of Psychic, it's Ground. You know, it drops the Draco, it clicks Earthquake, it Roost, it defogs. It's a
Yeah.
Latios.
Um, and then Reggie Rock, it's gonna mostly be like, I guess rocks. You
Gets
get
T Wave, so I mean, it does do support
does
pretty
he get
well.
rock polish?
I think it might get Rock Polish, and I suppose does it have a usable attack stat?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Reggie Rock. Yeah, I mean base 100 attack.
He gets Stone Edge too.
Yes.
So it could rock polish and then just start Stone Edge and things. Hopefully get some crits.
Yeah.
And
Actually, yeah, there's Rock Polish. It does get it. Cool.
like I don't know how like unless he's planning on running a little bit of rain though. I don't know about the boot tops all the way.
Well,
Like
Kabutop gets Rapid Spin, which I think was part of what he was going for there.
well like
And it gives him more priority with Okajet.
yeah, but if he's not gonna run the rain, I don't know about the Ludicolo either. Like because he already has a grass type and then he's got 2 water types, and I don't know what it
That's true.
does different than the both of them.
But I suppose part of what he might be going for is even you have to always prepare for the threat of rain when you go against them.
Yeah,
I think he
you-
just drafted it because it's his mask.
Yeah.
that's also possibly true. Like
That's yeah. I mean, not gonna ever hate on someone for drafting.
like
I mean,
I
Brennan drafted Pikachu. It's my favorite. So, yeah. So I think that's everyone, right?
yeah. So who's your favorite draft?
I think the best draft was Alex, the Atlantic City Agrons with the sand balance team.
Go with the Charizard Manaphy God Squad.
Yeah, actually though.
Yeah, like I was thinking about saying that one, and there's one more that I really liked. I'm trying to
Just realized it's only Omega people in here, and we're doing the Alpha
Yeah, that was
thing.
yeah,
the
like,
Alpha people did the Mega. We just decided like the swap so they keep bias or whatever.
yeah.
I guess that was the plan.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
is
think
Alpha
that
doing ours then?
yeah, they already did ours.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I'll
late.
link it eventually.
Wait, whose channel is it on then? Or is it not up yet?
It's up.
I think it's on David's channel.
I mean,
Oh, I don't know. I
it
don't know
might
what
be
his
in my
channel
history.
is.
It might be in my history, and I'll look after this. But if I change pages, it'll mess the video up. So,
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, I think the Arizona Arcanines. And who do y'all think? Like, what is y'all's least favorite draft?
I mean,
Bronzong one.
yeah, it probably is Kyo. I want to be proven wrong, but No, not the draft I think's the best, but the draft I enjoy the most is actually Brendan's, the Potchefstroom Pikachu's, just because he drafted a Pikachu, a Clefairy, and a Shuckle.
I think okay, he's either gonna really surprise us, but even if he doesn't, I feel like it's gonna be really fun to watch
Yeah.
because I do want to see what he can do with those.
Absolutely.
And I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of look like looking at his logo, like kind of weird. Yeah.
No, I'm
All
a
right.
fan though. Um,
So you want to end it off here? And any last words? Or
I'm all set. I just, I hope all these teams work out. It looks like it's going to be a fun season to watch. So,
Yeah. I hope Skag loses.
all right.
all right, and so I mean, if you want to check these out, there's gonna be a link to the I guess it would be the website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, in the description too. So like you should definitely check out both sides. And did we figure out who? Well, I'll put a link to the Omega Draft too in the description as well, if or the analysis too, if you'd want to check that out too. Um, sound good? I got it quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were doing the outro.
I
So I didn't
was, and
want to talk.
then I was, then I felt all awkward because it got so quiet.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess I'll do the outro now then. But
I thought that
anyways,
was the outro.
yeah, it was
Never
starting, but
mind.
then it got so quiet. Like I'm used to being by myself. Okay, I can't help it, y'all. I'm sorry. But we're gonna end this off here. Check out the other draft review if you're interested, and thanks for watching if you made it all the way through. And I've been great, and see ya.